I want to start with just an appreciation for ethnic media services and California Black media. Before coming to the governor's office, I worked at the California Endowment and had the privilege and opportunity to work with them for many campaigns, including enrollment and voter education and a lot of other really critical issues. And so I'm very familiar and understand really the value and the power behind ethnic media in reaching those who are hardest to reach in our state. And I also want to thank Listos, California. They've been a tremendous partner in helping us reach communities and really helping us transform the way that we do disaster preparedness. And that's really what they're doing, is transforming the way that we engage folks on the ground as it relates to disaster preparedness. I wanted just to spend a couple of minutes talking about what we've been doing around public education. We started the Your Actions Save Lives public awareness campaign back in March as things started to really kind of progress around COVID, and so it became very much part of the state's COVID response. The campaign is anchored by the COVID-19 website that the governor usually lists in his press conferences, and since launching, we've transformed the website into 7 different languages and are hoping to be able to do more as we continue to grow the campaign. We've been working primarily with media partners who have offered us free inventory and really created a multimedia campaign, working with folks from social media to out of home to streaming, a number of different media partners that really kind of created this innovative partnership. And recently, we've also been really grateful to philanthropy, who really stepped up and helped us build a stronger campaign, as well as other folks who are starting to chip in and help us build a much stronger campaign where we're able to leverage paid media. And so one of the things that we did once we had resources was prioritize a very important message that needs to get out to California in this very moment. And we lined it up prior to the holiday weekend, which was to wear a mask. A lot of what we're doing is helping to change behavior. And we recognize that, in this moment, there are things that are changing, and sometimes they change rapidly. And our mission is to try and provide reliable, actionable information for Californians on how they can stay safe. And thank you, Karen, for modeling great behavior. So how they can stay safe and how they can do their part to prevent and slow the spread. And so when we first started, we started with the basics about washing your hands and staying 6 feet apart. We also shared information about resources that were financial, so that Californians who were impacted and needed access to paid sick leave or unemployment, we also put that messaging out there. We also launched California Connected, which is a contact tracing campaign. We engaged community-based partners in helping us think through how to approach something that is so complex as contact tracing, that's been around for decades, but also sounds very scary, but is so important to our ability to slow the spread. So how could we create messages that were very clear and emphasize some of the important messages that community would respond to? So at the end of the day, contact tracing is about connecting to care and to testing. And so really leaning on how it helps keep our community safe. And as I mentioned, we supported the stay-at-home order and really helped to normalize that and help folks understand that what that meant, especially as it related to what was still open. And now that we've reopened the economy, we're starting to look at how do we help Californians understand what that means, especially since, as I mentioned before, sometimes information can change rapidly. And just emphasizing again, right now, one of the most important things that you can help us with is helping to relay the importance of wearing a mask, and helping us talk about why that's important and helping us change that behavior. We have a lot of content that we've created, and we've put it on the COVID-19 website. There is a direct link that I can give you, and then I'll type it up when I have a minute to type, but it's toolkit.covid19.ca.gov. And so in the very beginning, when we were really starting we were building the plane and flying it at the same time, we created this campaign toolkit website, and Ethnic Media Services responded quickly to just our need to reach Californians, and just asked us, like, do you have talking points? Do you have radio scripts? And so from there, we really wanted to prioritize a place to put content that was already available, that could just be plug and play, or whether it's a PSA or a graphic, or a radio script that anyone could pick up and run with. And so a lot of that material really lives on the Toolkit website right now. And in the very beginning, as I mentioned, Ethnic Media Services would pick it up and help us translate and put it out. So thank you to many of you who did that and helped us really in a very dire moment by just picking up that material that was reviewed and approved by folks at CDPH and OES. So again, reliable information that someone could just pick up and plug into the work that they were already doing. We, since then, with some of the support that we've received, have started to engage with ethnic media to help us provide information in other languages. And I don't think I mentioned them in the beginning, but we're doing Spanish, Korean, Arabic, Vietnamese, Tagalog, Cantonese, and Mandarin. And again, we hope to be able to do more because we know the need is great. As we've approached the work, we're also working to be data-driven. I think we all know that Latinos and African Americans are disproportionately impacted at really high rates, but we also recognize that there are other populations that are critical to reach in this moment, which include essential workers and folks that live in multi-generational households. So some of the things that we just started to put out just yesterday and today, and they'll continue to roll into our paid media, include PSAs about how you can safely transition from work to home and how you can protect those that you live with. The other spot that we're working on that hopefully will be final very soon is, what if you become sick and don't have a separate bathroom or bedroom? Like, what can you do to keep others safe and to mitigate the spread? And so trying to find ways to make it real for folks in terms of, like, just even things like disinfecting, using separate towels, wearing a mask, things like that can make a difference if these precautions are taken. I know I've talked a lot. I just want to also mention that as part of our work, we're looking at geography, and we're looking at population, trying to really stay close to what the data is telling us. In addition to what we're doing with ethnic media and paid media, we're also working to bring in partners who can help us put the information in community. And one of the partnerships I'm really excited about is with the Grocers Association, where we've mocked up information that can be put on, like, the automated doors or just the store windows and things like that. So as folks enter, there's information about wearing a mask, staying 6 feet apart. And we're now working with a number of grocery store chains across the state, from Superior to Asian markets. And so excited to not just have it in paid media, but also in community, and are going to be looking for additional ways that we can do that. I know I'm missing a lot, but again, I just, if there's an opportunity for us to work together, please visit our COVID website to look at what material already exists. If there's material that you find is missing, please let us know, because we want to make sure that we're reaching people with the information that they need. And then another appreciation to Listos, because another piece that we recognize is important and we need to do a better job of is creating a community engagement aspect. And so we're thinking about how we can do that and are starting to explore things like, even if it's just digital town halls, how can we do that in the very near future? And so again, appreciation for Listos for helping us connect with folks on the ground. And I'll stop there.